Hello everyone and welcome to Film Sandwich. I'm Kid Ron Burgundy, and on today's episode, it's very special. We have a special surprise. It is the Ace Pro 2. Now, GoPro and DJI have both released their action cameras recently, so now Insta360 is putting theirs in the game with the Ace Pro 2. Now, they came out with the Ace Pro 1 last year, and it really knocked everybody's socks off with how good it was in low light and how well it stood up to the other action cameras that have already been in the market for several years. A little bit of disclosure, Insta360 did send me this camera along with a few accessories to make this review. They basically told me they want real-world feedback on how the camera works. So that is what I'm here to do. They did not give me any money. I do get to keep the camera and the accessories, but all of the opinions and everything for this video are all my own. They do not have any input on how this video is made. That being said, let's go ahead and dive into unboxing the Ace Pro 2. Switch to my top-down shot here. This is the Ace Pro 2's box. We'll go ahead and take a look at it. It's got a picture of the Ace Pro 2. It says here that it is the dual battery bundle. So you're going to get two batteries with this. So they did beef up the battery a little bit. It is an 1800 milliamp battery as opposed to the Ace Pro 1's 1650 milliamp battery. And I did check, I do have an Ace Pro 1, and you can use the old batteries in the new camera. So I put one up and I powered it right on, so it'll just probably won't last as long as the newer batteries is all. Okay, so we're looking at the box here. Insta360 Ace Pro 2, co-engineered with Leica, 8K AI-powered action cam, dual battery bundle. We're gonna click it over to the side here. It says here there is a new wind guard for clearer audio. There's a 2.5 flip touchscreen, which is the same as before. Still has flow state stabilization, 360 horizon lock. It is waterproof to 39 feet or 12 meters, which is a little bit more. I think it was 33 feet before. It's got some AI auto editing. And then on this other side here, we will show you that it has a same size sensor, but I believe it's a new re-engineered sensor, but I'm going to have to contact the people at Insta360 to confirm that. It does come with a 1/1.3 8K sensor, dual AI chip for superior image quality. So it's got dual AI chips in there. Leading low light performance, so it's still got some good low light. Active HDR video at 4K 60, and it's got 157 degrees angle of view. That's like the degrees of view. So how wide it can be. So it's a little wider than the previous model. And then there's some stuff here on the back. So let's go ahead and jump right into opening up this box here. Here we go. We got the box here. Right away you see the camera. You got some literature here. Let's see, we got some stickers. Got a quick start guide. Kind of opens up like an accordion there. Some Ace Pro 2 waterproofing, what to know. So they got a waterproofing guide here. So whenever you're doing that, you just make sure you follow the steps in that guide. There's a warranty card. This is telling you that before using the camera in water, remove the wind guard or replace it with the mic cap. So there's a little windscreen there and a mic cap, and then this is the safety guidelines come in there. There is also a QR code here to download the app, get some tutorials, get the user manual, and they also provide you with, of course, a little pack of the silica gel there so it doesn't have any moisture in the package. And then we have a USB-C to USB-C wire. These days, everybody's just providing you with the wire. You're not getting a charging brick, so you'll have to provide your own charging brick for that. And this is the little mic cover here. So if you want to go underwater, you're going to want to take this off and put this on. And then we have a little mounting bracket here, the little magnetic mounting bracket. It's got the little squeeze guides there. And what else we got here? We got the camera, and there's a battery under here. So the other battery must be already inside. Yep, there is that battery. All right. And that door comes off if you'd like, and that is nothing else underneath there. All right. So we're putting this stuff off to the side. We have the camera battery. If I can get the package off. That's the second battery there. And we saw the first battery is just right inside the compartment there. And on this side, you have the power button, and there is the little compartment for the USB-C and a memory card. They did provide me with a memory card. I don't imagine that every one will come with a memory card in there. So depending on a bundle that you get, probably it will. So power button, it's got the same flip screen there. There's the front lens cover. We're going to pull off this plastic there. And there's some plastic there we're going to pull off. Shows you where the little mounting area is. All right, and you see here we got a little speaker item here. This is the newer windscreen here, so that's probably going to help with some you know, noise cancellation for any wind. And then we got a little screen on the front like before. I believe it is just information and not an actual like the GoPro or the Osmo 5 where you can see you know, have like a selfie screen, but this one does flip up, so you can do it that way. All right, so it pretty much looks like the same form factor as the first generation, except for it has this windscreen here. It looks like it has a button here instead of having the little fingernail ripper-offer area. So the thing about the first generation of the Ace Pro 1 is that you could not remove the lens cover. I mean, you could if you like really forced it, but then it wouldn't be waterproof anymore, and you probably void your warranty and all that kind of stuff. So let me show you. You can turn that and pull that guy right off of there. So you now have removable lens covers that you could probably replace if you broke that lens cover, had a crack in there or what have you. Just like the GoPros, cameras where you can just, you know, turn and slide off the lens cover. You now have that option on the Ace Pro 2. All right, we're going to put that back on. All right, and then I'm going to show you two real quick on how you are going to remove the windscreen. You pull that off right there. And as you can see, there are the little holes for the mic. And then you're going to put this guy on there. So if you're going to go underwater with it, you're going to want to have that guy on there. It did say in the manual that you want to let the camera dry out for several hours. I think it was like 8 to 10 hours before you change it back out. Or if you have like audio quality issues, you got to let it dry out for a certain amount of time. That way, there's no more audio quality issues there. All right, and then it's just a slide over there. And as you can see, this windscreen here has some padding in here, some styrofoam, so that will help with wind noise. All right, what else do we have here? I think that's it. We got the battery compartment there. I showed you all that. Still have the flip screen. All of that is still the same. So I think we're going to move on to connecting it, starting it up, connecting it to the app here. So I'm going to move some of this stuff. Oh, that's right. You have this little guy here. You can clip on there, and it just locks right inside. And then if you want to get rid of it, you pinch those and you pull that out. So now we have everything unboxed. We've seen what's in the box, and now we're going to start up the camera. We're going to connect it to the app, we're going to get it registered, and we're going to see what kind of new features that this camera possibly has. So let's go ahead and dive right into starting up this camera. All right, I have the Insta360 app open here, and I'm going to power on the camera. I did end up activating it already because I needed to do some tests before I started doing this, so I knew what I was doing. But anyways, when you first start up the camera, it's going to ask you to do an activation. You'll just go through a couple steps, and then you'll be activated, and then you'll be able to use the camera. More than likely, you'll have a firmware upgrade as well. I do recommend going ahead and doing the firmware upgrade because if they added any other new features or tooled some of the features that they put in there to make them better, then you have that. Otherwise, you might be missing some features or some things might not run as optimal as they were supposed to because you didn't upgrade the firmware. So I recommend doing that. Anyways, now that we have the camera turned on, we're going to go ahead and click the connect button there, and it already has recognized the Ace Pro 2, and now it is going to do some connecting. Excellent. So now we are connected. As you can see, there are some things that I have already shot here. You can go over here to the settings. If it doesn't automatically ask you to update the firmware, you can go over to, there's a firmware thing here. Oh, I think I passed it. There it is, device firmware upgrade or info. And if you click on there and you need to upgrade, it'll tell you to go ahead and upgrade, but I've already done it, so we don't need to do that. All right, now there's some other stuff in here. You can go into the camera storage and format the memory card. You got some device information here. You can become an affiliate. You can do post settings. There's a few different things here. There's activity stats. That's something new. You can click there and you can use your phone to track motion data during recording for stats post editing. So you can do that, and you can add post stats to your videos. So I will come back to that later. And I have not tried to update the GPS remote control, so that is something that I need to do. You can change your Wi-Fi password if you so desire. You can clear your cache, which I always like to do. If you want to have the Leica watermark under your photos, so basically because they've co-engineered the lens with Leica, there is a Leica watermark for photos. It'll tell you like your camera settings, and it'll have the little Leica logo there. So if that's something you want, but of course you can turn that off if you don't want. And then there's the shot on Insta360. Usually that's turned on already, so you can just turn that off right there if you don't want that in the corner of your videos. There is proxy mode. You can link like your Google account there. You can put on performance mode, which means you'll lose some features, but it'll run faster. I guess that's the app. And then there's the about area there. So that is the app settings. And then if you go here, that's the camera, and you're going to look at underneath my shelf here, which doesn't look that pretty. But hey, we're YouTubers here. So if you go right here, this is like a little shortcut that'll give you like all the different modes here. Star lapse, burst, interval, photo, video, free frame mode, pure video mode, time shift, time lapse, slow motion, and loop recording. Now there is a new one here called Dashcam. It was kind of a hidden feature in the Ace Pro 1, but for the Ace Pro 2, they went ahead and made an actual mode here. And I'll show you a little bit later how all of that works. And then there is something that I did discover here. Now they have slow motion mode, but also in your regular video settings, you can just change your frame rates. So if you're like, I think 1080p will go up to 240 frames per second. So when you record that in regular video mode, it's going to record audio and it's going to look like regular motion. But if you record in the slow motion, the little turtle mode here, it will automatically slow everything down. So that is cool thing that I like, because sometimes I like to record it with audio and not have it slowed down all the way, and then later in post I can slow down either the whole thing or little parts of it. And then with the other slow motion mode, if you don't want to have to do that editing later, it's already slowed down. So that is something cool. I'll show you some clips about that later. Let's see here. What else do we have? I've already gone through all the things there. Let's go here. Here is your resolution settings, your frame rates. Now some of those have HDR next to them. That means that they will automatically go in HDR mode when you are on those frame rates. But you can always just turn them off if you so desire. And then you can change your aspect ratio. And then of course there's the HDR on and off. There is field of view. We have all the same ones that we had before, but there is a new one here called Mega View, which is going to give you a bit more. So we can click there. There's action. Here's ultra wide. And then Mega View is there. And of course you got D-Warp and then linear. But a lot of people, for action stuff, you're going to probably do some of the wider ones, but if you're doing some more like filmmaking video stuff, you're going to probably go into D-Warp or linear. And then of course you can change your stabilization to off, standard, or high. What else? If you want to go to your gallery, right there. If you want to change your exposure settings to manual, there are some situations where manual is needed. Sometimes auto works great, but you know, power users that like to tweak the image to be the best are probably going to want to go in manual. And of course, they have a new thing here called iLog. So now they have their own log, iLog, for Insta360. So they have a log feature here that you can toggle on and off. There you go, toggle on and off. Bam. So that'll give you like a flat profile, so you can do some color grading later. They also have some LUTs out there, but just know you have that option now to record in a log format and throw a LUT on there or do your own color grading as you see fit. All right, let's get out of there, out of the filter, confirm. And they kind of have a new menu here with the app here. So you got filter, adjust. Oh, they got recommend. So recommend is at top, and then they got some audio settings, different effects. You can add stats. Say if you recorded with like a Garmin watch or such, you can add those stats. You got your export settings right there. You can choose local album, go to the community, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. You can upload straight to your social media platforms, or you can adjust, or you can go to, you know, your hard drive or your phone's hard drive and your phone's local memory, and then you can upload it where you would like. And they got different bitrate settings, frame rate settings, all of that. And then you click on export, and it'll go ahead and export the file, but I'm not going to do that right now. You click there, and that's got some other settings there, but we don't really have anything. It's kind of giving you the info of the file. So that was 120 frames that I shot that at. Let's see what else here. We're going to go back. You know, there's your album there. You can categorize it, you know, by highlighted or favorites or videos or photos, you know, your flat profiles, time lapses, pure videos. So you can just kind of have a little shortcut to go straight to those types of modes that you recorded there. And then there's the Insta360 community stuff here. They got some tutorials. You can make some posts. And then you got your different editing modes here. They got the flash cut editing where you pick a few different clips and it edits together with a little template. And then also they have the Shot Lab, which I'm sure people have seen before if you've ever had an Insta360 camera. They got the AI warp, the sky swap, and it'll tell you right there which cameras that the effects work with. And they're pretty cool effects. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've been doing video stuff for a long time, and you know, just to be able to to record a clip, download it to your phone, put it in here, and then have like something cool like this flash dance right here. That looks pretty cool, and it doesn't take a whole lot of effort. You know, before it would take like hours to do something like that. All right, so let's go into the camera. I think I'm going to disconnect the camera from the app. Disconnecting. So now I'm going to go here and show you if you want to just use the camera to navigate. It's got this lovely touch screen here. You can change your field of views there. You can change your resolution, your frame rates, HDR on, off, stabilization, ratio. You can choose a duration if you only want to do 15 seconds at a time or 3 minutes at a time. But I have mine on infinity so that I could just record non-stop. All right, so that's how you get to those settings there. And then if you want to change your mode, you can either click right there, or you can just swipe left to right like that, and it'll change the different modes. It's all the same modes that are in the app. And then also there's some presets here. If you do vlogs, if you do biking, diving, skiing, you can create your own template there if you so desire. There's that Dashcam mode. See, before you would do the loop recording and then adjust some other settings, but we are not doing that. So let's go to regular video mode here. And what else do we got here? Okay, if you want to look at files that you've recorded already, I did some different tests here. And then if you want to see like a bunch of thumbnails of a bunch of different files, you can click right up there, and then you can go through there a little quicker instead of one by one. You can click there and you can choose if you want to look by video, photos, or favorites. You can click there and select files and delete them, but I do not want to do that. What else do we got? That'll go back to wide. You can choose the volume up or down. You can favorite it. You can flag a little area so you can make a marker. You can record more stuff to it, I believe. If you click there, continue recording. So what's great about here is what's great about the Insta Pro 1 and 2 is that you're able to pause your recording instead of just stopping the recording. So then if you want to restart again, it'll be part of the same file instead of having different files. So this is a really great way if you wanted to not have a lot of editing to do later and you had some thought into what you were shooting, you could just go ahead and pause at certain points and then unpause it to start recording again, and then you don't have to edit anything. It's already edited right in camera. So that is a cool feature. All right, what else? Okay, we'll get out of there. And then the camera itself has its own settings there. That is quick capture on if you want that. You can rotate, you can lock the rotation. You can do gesture control. There are AI highlight assistant on if you want that. You got pre-recording on, and now it'll go up to, I want to say, I thought it said 120 seconds, but it looks like 60 seconds there if you want to start recording 60 seconds before you hit record. So that's a cool feature there. They have a underwater mode. So that's going to optimize for underwater stabilization and distortion correction, delivering more realistic and natural footage. So probably like colors and everything will look a lot better just straight out of the camera instead of adding any filters to it. And then you can lock the screen there in case you were doing something high action and you didn't want to bump the screen and change a setting or whatever. So there is that. Swipe up to unlock. And then there is a endurance mode. So if you want to get a little bit more battery life out of your battery, you can put it in endurance mode, but it's going to hinder you on what you can do with it. I believe it only let me go into regular video mode when I tried it before, but I just did a firmware update, so maybe it'll give you more. Nope, it only supports video mode in endurance mode. So that is something to keep in mind. And then you're going to be limited on your frame rates and such. You can only go up to 4K 30, but you still get HDR and standard stabilization. You still get all the stabilization that you want. And 30 frames is the max there. So if you want to squeeze a bit more power out of your battery, I think I recorded, what was it? It was like 2 hours of 4K 30. Now, there is a new battery in this camera. It is, I believe, an 1800 milliamp, and it was 1650 before. So you're getting a few more milliamps out of there, and they claim it'll do 180 minutes. Now, if you are in endurance mode and you put it at like 1080p, 24 frames, I got 3 hours out of it. But if you're in 4K 60, regular, everything regular, you're going to get about a little over an hour. And then when I put it in endurance mode and did 4K 30, I got about 2 hours. So that is the real world facts of the battery life. So if you want to get 3 hours out of there, it's going to be 1080p, 24. Oh, and I also turned off stabilization and HDR mode and anything else that I could turn off to squeeze a bit more juice out of there. All right, so where are we at here? Back to the menu, turning off the endurance mode because that's going to hinder you. And then it doesn't go that way, it goes this way. You can put a grid on, you can do voice control. So if you want to talk to your camera, you can do that, operate it from far. Now there are some audio modes here. With the built-in camera mic, you can choose audio settings, wind reduction, voice enhancement, and stereo mode. Now I did try some of these modes out, and the voice enhancement worked pretty good. I believe there is some AI happening with the audio settings. So there was some loud pumps that I was near, and it picked up my voice really well. You heard the pumps in the background, but they were very light. It actually did a pretty amazing job, so I'll show you that later. And then if you're in wind, I wasn't in any high winds, so I wasn't able to test that out. But it does have this new windscreen here, which I think works pretty good. We did put this on an FPV drone, and you could hear the drone, but I think the wind noise was definitely a lot less. So, all right, we got audio settings. You can adjust your brightness up and down. You can do a timed capture. So let's say you wanted to start your capture at like 3 o'clock in the morning, but you wanted to be asleep at that time. You could just set a timed capture right here. Start time, shooting mode, specifications, shooting parameters, field of view, and then you can repeat that if you'd like. So we're not turning that on. All right. So here, if you wanted to add a Bluetooth remote, you can do that. They do have a Bluetooth remote that you can get for this. And then if you wanted to add headphones or a microphone, now you can add some of the mics that they use for like motorcyclists who use like the headsets and stuff. They have some of those that are compatible. But also if you have a DJI mic 2 or a Rode mic, what is it? The Rode Wireless Go or the Rode Wireless Pro, you can connect it here in the Bluetooth headphone settings. So that is handy. And then here you got additional settings here. Got camera info, got some general settings, indicator light, Bluetooth, wake up. You can toggle these things on or off as you desire. You can customize the power button. Image settings right there. Power off charging. So now you can either charge only, charge and power on when it gets you know, some sort of power connected to it, or you can charge and record. The charge and record works well for the Dashcam mode, which you'll see later. And then another cool new thing is that it has timecode. I see a lot of action cameras now having timecode. Insta360 Ace Pro 2 has timecode as well. Some Wi-Fi settings, SD card settings, language, date, time. You can calibrate your gyroscope. You can you have a reset tutorial. You can reset your camera. They got some certification info here. I'm not going to do that right now. So that, I believe, is everything in the settings. So before I go out and do some camera tests, I want to compare these cameras. I know I kind of showed you some of the stuff before, but I have the Ace Pro 1 right here and the Ace Pro 2. You can see right there, obviously, the name has a 2 on this one, and you can see the larger windscreen here. Here it just has the hole for the microphone. And then you can see here that they did a little something different with the front screen, and they put the light right under there with this kind of like jagged area there, and here it was just kind of built right into the screen. And then there's something else I did show in the unboxing, but you can't take that off with the first generation, but for this one, get a little bit more leverage, you can do that just like any other action camera, like a GoPro or action from DJI. All right, so if you look on the side here, they have a, they've changed the door a little bit for the battery. So you see this one has this like where you gotta put your fingernail in there and like feels like you're gonna rip your fingernail off. So I didn't really like that. And now they have this little push button here that just slides and it gives you that little orange warning there saying that you shouldn't put that in water. You gotta make sure that that's completely closed. All right, and then if you look at the back looks pretty much the same here except for all my fingerprint smudges. I think they squeezed a little bit more real estate out of the screen on the Ace Pro 2. And then on this side, everything looks the same. The power button, the little battery door, this one has that. This one had the little kind of that right there. So that's kind of different. The top pretty much looks the same. They got these other microphone holes here. The bottom looks almost the same, except you can see here that they have some little screw holes, little screws right there for that, and there they do not. Same little mic hole, speaker holes. So those are pretty much the differences between the two models. Now I'm going to bring in a GoPro here. This is the GoPro 12. And, you know, it's very similar. I mean, their screen here is like a selfie screen, so but they don't have a flip-up screen like this one. So if you think about it, this one has a much bigger screen than the GoPro does. And then the GoPro has 2 screens, so that's like more heat from screens that you have to worry about. And if you look here, their screen is not even attached. Now I'm going to tell you that I did some tests here with both of these cameras, and GoPro does not record past like 15 minutes when you're in 4K 60 in any environment. And like I'm inside, the house is like 75 degrees and it overheated after like 15 minutes. I think if I took the battery out and just plugged in mains power to it, I got like 20 minutes, but that's unacceptable. Like the Insta360 camera never overheated. It ran out of battery before it overheated. So that is something to be said about the Insta cameras. Like GoPro, I bought the GoPro 12 because I was going to replace my previous GoPro 7, and I had to stop using it because it kept like having trouble because I put it underwater and I attached like a cable to it so I can have Wi-Fi above water, and it just like kept either overheating or the connection would be, you know, funky, and then it would just be a pain in the butt. So I don't know, GoPro, I mean, you put a lot in these cameras, but, you know, the performance has really like gone down. Like I had to go back to the GoPro 7 so I wouldn't have the problems I was having with the 12. So just a little real world user experience there. All right. So where should I go next? Well, I did the unboxing. I connected to the app. We went through all the settings in the app. We went through the settings in the camera itself. Went through all the modes. So the only thing to do now is to take this thing out and put it to the test in the real world. Let's go. Okay, I am recording on the Ace Pro 1 and the Ace Pro 2. The Ace Pro 2 has a AI audio, what's the word, noise canceling on there. And it has this new and improved windscreen. So I'm in a park here and they're doing some, what are they doing here? They're draining the lake over here, so there are some loud machines right behind me here making a bunch of noise. So I'm curious to see if the Ace Pro 2 sounds better. I have the Ace Pro 1 right next to it with just the standard audio feature, and right now I have the noise canceling audio feature. Well, it's like voice enhanced, where it enhances the voice that's close up and then drowns out the background noise. So we're trying that now. As you can see, there's some large machinery right there behind me. So we're testing out to see if the AI voice enhancement is working here. Checking out if the AI voice enhancement is working here next to these very loud machines. We have the Ace Pro 2 and the Ace Pro 1. We have some different audio settings right now. I am in voice enhancement for the Ace Pro 2, and then on the Ace Pro 1 they have direction focus. So that's what I'm choosing right now for both of these cameras. I can switch off and on and see, you know, which one sounds like which. I'll put a little text there so you can know which one is which when I switch back and forth. But this is the voice enhancement without a lot of background noise. I mean, there is the interstate, which isn't far away. I can hear that hum here. And then there's like some various park noises of crickets and things. And I don't really hear too many people, but there are some people around here. So this is what it sounds like with the voice enhanced on the Ace Pro 2, and then the direction focus on the Ace Pro 1. Okay, now I have just the stereo on, the stereo audio setting for the Ace Pro 2 and then also the Ace Pro 1. So this is what it sounds like, just standard stereo audio setting coming right out of the camera. I won't know what this really sounds like until I get it back to my office. I get some headphones on. But yeah, Ace Pro 1, Ace Pro 2 stereo sound setting. All right, we are walking with the Ace Pro 2, Insta360 Ace Pro 2, and the Insta360 Ace Pro 1. And I am testing out the wind reduction here. There's not really a lot of wind out here right now. I might go to a different spot for this. But we're just seeing how well this thing can vlog. That's what it is, vlog. All right, so we're seeing how well this thing can vlog here. I have both cameras side by side. 4K 60 active HDR is on, and I'm just walking here. You can see stabilization here. I'm just doing like a normal walk, nothing too crazy. And the Ace Pro 2 now has this wind, mic windscreen for the mic, so that will help. In addition to the AI wind reduction, both cameras have it. Ace Pro 2 and Ace Pro 1 both have the wind reduction, and I have them on for both cameras right now. Let me spin around here. Maybe I can blow a little wind there, see if that makes a difference. I might try a different spot here, see if we can go over by the bay or the Gulf and see if we can get some more wind. Okay, so I did find a nice windy spot on top of a parking garage. So I took the Ace Pro 1 and the Ace Pro 2 up there, and I went kind of back and forth. The Ace Pro 2 has that nice windscreen on there. So let's check out the results of that. So one of the first things I did when I took the Ace Pro 2 out is I did some time lapses. There are a couple ways that you can do the time lapse. One is that you record a video in 4K and then it automatically makes the time lapse for you. There's also time shift. They have time shift, which kind of does like a hyperlapse when you're moving. Also, that is recorded as a video file in 4K. And then lastly, there's the interval mode where it shoots a photo ever so often, however you set the interval. And you can choose that to be a 12 megapixel photo or a 50 megapixel photo. So why not do a 50 megapixel photo? The only thing with the interval though is that you have to do a whole bunch of post-processing in order for it to come out good. It's just a bunch of photos, so you have to make those into a video. So let's go ahead and check out the results of the stuff that I shot. Alright, I am in Nathan Benderson Park here in the beautiful Sarasota, Florida, and we are in 4K 60 with active HDR on, and I am walking towards a very backlit bridge. That is the sun that just rose over there. And I have the Ace Pro 1 and the Ace Pro 2 here, and we're seeing which one looks better in this active HDR mode, 4K 60. Walking towards a very backlit bridge here. And then I'm going to go under the bridge. By the way, I am recording this with the DJI Mic 2. Bluetooth connected right to the Ace Pro 2. Alright, I am looking at this, and the active HDR on the Ace Pro 2 definitely looks a bit better than the Ace Pro 1. I'm just yeah, I mean, they look pretty close. I am staring right into the sun here, but I want to say that the Ace Pro 2 is dealing with the highlights a bit better than the Ace Pro 1. Again, here with the Ace Pro 2 and the Ace Pro 1 in active HDR mode, 4K 60. I do have the sun right behind me right now. It does look like the Ace Pro 2 is a little bit darker. We'll have to see it in the computer when I get back to my office, but that is the sun right behind me. And we're going to cruise around here. We're going to get away from the sun. Now we have the sun on my face, and we are in 4K 60. Active HDR is on. You can turn it off or on, and I think it does turn on automatically for some things, but you'll know because it has the HDR symbol right in the corner there. I have the Ace Pro 1 and the Ace Pro 2. Okay, I have the Ace Pro 2 and the Ace Pro 1 testing out the stabilization. I'm doing a light jog here in the park, and right now I have 0 stabilization on for either cameras. So this is what it looks like with a light jog. And you're jogging, light jog, no stabilization. This is a full-on run with the Ace Pro 2 and the Ace Pro 1, no stabilization. Running a lot more full now. No stabilization on. See how shaky this looks. I've got the standard stabilization turned on for the Ace Pro 2 and the Ace Pro 1. So let's see what a light jog looks like with standard stabilization. We're in 4K 60. And I'm just doing a light jog here. Standard stabilization is on. Got the Ace Pro 2 and the Ace Pro 1 with just a light jog. Okay, standard stabilization, full on run, Ace Pro 2 and Ace Pro 1, full on running with standard stabilization on. We have the stabilization on high right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a light jog. This is what a light jog looks like with stabilization on. It's on high for the Ace Pro 2 and the Ace Pro 1. And this is just a light jog testing out the high setting of the stabilization. All right, we're at 4K 60, and I'm doing a full on run. I have the stabilization set to high on the Ace Pro 2 and the Ace Pro 1. Again, the high setting for stabilization with a full on run here. And I'm a computer guy, so it's taking a lot out of me. Whew. We're in 8K mode now with the Ace Pro 2 and the Ace Pro 1. And I am definitely seeing that wider field of view here on the Ace Pro 2. The Ace Pro 1 has 151 degrees, I think it is, and then the Ace Pro 2 has 157 degrees. So you can definitely see that in my framing here. But I'm in 8K mode with the Ace Pro 1 and the Ace Pro 2. The Ace Pro 2 has 8K 30, so that's what I'm in right now. And then the Ace Pro 1 has 8K 24, that's as high as that goes. So this is what 8K looks like. I am going to have all these files available for download, link in the description below, and you'll be able to download these and see them in their true 8K, because in this video here I'm probably shooting everything else 4K, so everything's going to be 4K, so you won't be able to see the true 8K resolution, but I might upload some 8K stuff to YouTube so you can see it in 8K, you know, all by itself. I'll also drop some links in the description for that as well. So this is 8K 24 on the Ace Pro 1 and 8K 30 on the Ace Pro 2. All right, to have a true side-by-side comparison, I have the 8K 24 on both the Ace Pro 2 and the Ace Pro 1. So this is what 8K 24 looks like from both cameras. I have the sun behind the camera hitting me directly on the face, so you can see what it looks like in a nice, bright, sunny day here in Florida. 8K 24 frames per second, Ace Pro 2 and Ace Pro 1. So here is a little 8K interlude of some 8K shots that I did with the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. I did notice that the moving 8K shots seem to have a little bit of artifacting going on, but the static shots, man, they just look pristine. So I don't know if they're going to be able to fix that with a firmware upgrade. I did discuss it with my Insta360 rep, and he did say that they are working on some firmware upgrades for some of the stuff. So when it releases, it'll probably be improved. But anyways, here is that interlude. right, guys, we are out here with my boy Peter Lee. He is a guru of all things tech. Lately, he's been doing 3D printing, but he also does photography, videography, and he flies FPV quads, right?
That's correct.
What do we got here today, sir?
It's GE JEP RC.
Yeah.
Cinelog 35 version 2.
Cool, cool.
It's a 3.5-inch propeller drone.
Mm-hmm. So you think that drone has enough power to push this Ace Pro 2? Because these things are a bit heavier than those GoPros are.
Oh yeah, yeah. It should be able to handle it. Yeah, it's a pretty powerful drone. Yeah.
Cool, cool. All right, well, let's slap this puppy on there and get some cool footage for you. Man, Peter, that was awesome. Thanks for taking the Ace Pro 2 up on your quad, man. I know it's a little bit heavier than all those other action cameras, but how do you think it felt up there? Was it heavy feeling? Was it like front heavy or?
A little bit. It was front heavy, just a little more than the GoPro, but it didn't affect too much of the flight characteristics.
All right, but what about battery life? A little less battery life on the quad?
Yeah, a little bit less. I'd say 25% less battery.
But do you think that's worth it to get 8K 30 footage on your quad?
Definitely, if you can get the shot within that time frame, you'll definitely enjoy the.
What about like bigger? Can you have a bigger battery that has more beef to it, or is that as high as they go?
It's about the highest it goes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, thanks again.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
All right, take it easy.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and post Peter's socials here so you guys can check Peter out and all the work that he does. Thanks again, Peter.
You're welcome. See you.
See you.
Yeah.
All right, so the Ace Pro 2 as well as the Ace Pro 1 has So the Ace Pro 2 has slow-mo. There is a mode for slow-mo that actually already slows down the footage for you. But then when you're in the regular video mode, you can actually go into any of those same frame rates and it will record the audio and it will play it in real time. And then that way in post-production, you can slow it down, do some speed ramps or what have you. So here is some footage that I shot. I went around town and then I jumped in the pool and went swimming with it. As well as showing the underwater capabilities. I shot that in slow motion, which actually gave it a pretty cool look. So I want you to check this stuff out, and I'm going to give you a little disclaimer. I am shirtless, and I do jump in the pool, so I do apologize for any issues that anybody has with the visuals there. Now, the previous model, the Ace Pro 1, had a hidden feature where you could use the camera as a dash cam, and you had to adjust some settings and stuff. But now in the Ace Pro 2, they have a dedicated dash cam mode once you do the firmware upgrade. And then you have to set some settings to have the camera power on and start recording when you power on the car, and then also turn off when you turn off the car. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. All right, so right now I have my Ace Pro 2 mounted to the windshield here with a suction cup mount, and then I have this cable right here, USB-C, going to the little power outlet there in the car. So before we get started, let me show you what mode you need to have it in and what your settings need to look like here. So first thing you want to do is you want to go here. You could just swipe over and you can change your setting. There's a little car there, that's dash cam mode. You got that right there. Real quick, I want to show you one setting that's very important here. You're going to pull down your little drop down menu here and go over to your little settings gear. Click there and you're going to scroll over here to where it says power off charging. Now you have three things that you can choose from here. You have charge only, charge and power on, and then charge and record. I have it already set here. That's the setting you want to be at. So when you turn the car on, it's going to go ahead and turn the camera on and charge it and record it at the same time. So now that you have that setting all set there, you can just go into your dash cam settings. It has HDR on. You can turn that on or off. You can change your loop space here if you want to set, you know, how much duration you record for in your loop. 30 minutes, I believe, is the. I'm going to give it 25 minutes for the loop. All right, I'm going to be at 4K. You could be 27K, or you could be 1080p. You can choose to have a watermark on. You can choose to have stabilization on. I do recommend the stabilization. You can have high, maybe if you're going to go off-road or something. All right, so those are set there. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off. And then if I go ahead and turn this car on, camera powers up and begins recording. And then I believe that'll tell you how many times it's looped, where it gives you the 0 times there. So it'll record, it's keeping it charged. And then when you are all done driving, you go ahead and turn your car off. Then you get a little warning there that in 5 seconds it's going to save the file. And then another warning there that, oh, it's going to shut down in 5 seconds. So that is another function for your Ace Pro 2 that you can use it for as a dash cam. But I have an Ace Pro 2, I have an Ace Pro 1, and I have a GoPro 12. The GoPro 12 is mainly for context to see how a regular camera is going to do in these lighting situations compared to the Ace Pro cameras. So Ace Pro 1, Ace Pro 2, just walking down the sidewalk here in this UTC shopping area. And so this is low light. This isn't no light. See, some people think low light means no light, but that's not the situation. You still need some light. I wish I had the Action 5 to test its low light capabilities, but alas, I do not have that one. It was not in my budget, and DJI was not kind enough to send me one, but maybe eventually they will. hopefully one day. So anyway, this is my low light test with the Ace Pro 2 compared to the Ace Pro 1 and compared to the GoPro 12. So another cool feature on the Ace Pro 2 is AI auto editing. When you turn that on, it will make little markers in the video footage that you shoot. The AI will pick the best spots that it thinks are the best spots, and then later you can use one of the flash cut templates and use those pieces that the AI chose for you. So this is really great if you want to not have to do a lot of editing yourself or download the footage to your phone. So let me give you the top-down shot here. So we have the Ace Pro 2, and then if you pull down the little menu here, you can choose the AI Highlights Assistant on. So that's going to put little markers in your footage that you shoot from now on. So you're going to go ahead and open up your Insta360 app on your phone, and then with your phone connected, you'll go over here to Edit, and you'll choose the Auto Edit, and then you can go through here and choose different videos that have some AI highlights already taken there. Just going to go through and choose a few random videos. All right, I got about 11 of them, so you'll click Next. And it'll say your video is being generated. Time to pick a rhythm. All right, and then you can choose through some of these templates here. There's that one there. There's this life diary. Takes a moment to process some of that. So you can sit there and pick through the different templates that they have. And then once you choose the template that you want, it takes a moment for it to process. This one shows like it just made the, like they put an ND filter on there. You can choose through some music here too. Every time you change it, it takes a moment for that to process. And then if you wanted to do a little bit more fine-tuning on your edit, you can come over here to Edit. And if you click on one of these guys here, you can adjust where in the video it takes the little 2-second piece there. So if you weren't click the checkbox. So you can go through here. Let's say that you weren't happy, like say this framing right here wasn't that great. You can click Adjust, and then you can choose another part in the video that you want that to happen. So like right there, and then you click your little checkbox, and now that has been changed. And then once you're done, you click on Export. You can choose if you want 4K. You can adjust some settings here, and then you can click Export. Okay, now our video is complete, and if we go over here to that, we can preview our video in our gallery. And there is music and stuff here too. I just didn't want to play that while I was recording this video, but it's just, and there you go. You have an AI auto-edited video that you can share on social media. So another thing about the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 is it has a little flip screen on there that other action cameras do not have. Now I know that adds a little bit of danger to it, you know, using it as an action camera, but it is pretty robust. And it is good for, like, say you wanted to get like a low angle here, you could flip up the screen and you could still see while you're shooting your low angle, right? So you can hold it down like that. And then also if you're vlogging or wanted to do a selfie, you can hold it out like that and still see yourself. Now some of the other action cameras have a screen right there. We have a screen here on the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, but it's just showing you some information. It's not showing you the actual image. But right over here, we do have the screen. You get the full screen there, so you can frame up your vlog. All right, so you want to do the AI warp. You've already recorded some video, so what you want to do is go to Edit, choose AI warp in the Shot Lab area. Click on Use this theme. Navigate to a video that you've shot that you want to use for AI warp. I'm going to use this one of my daughter. So she does a little dance here. And it tells you have to choose 15 seconds of a video, so if this was longer than 15 seconds, you'd have to find where you'd want to use the AI warp. But this video is only 15 seconds, so I'm just going to go ahead and click there. And then after that, you have to choose the area where you want the AI warp to happen. It's going to be a 4-second area, so you can scroll through here and see where you want that to happen. So we'll start ours right there and click Next. All right, and here it's showing you the little dance option here. Now you can choose the full area of the video that you shot, or you can go here to Custom, and then you can draw on, say, the person or object that you want to do the AI warping. So you'll kind of use your finger there to color over the person. Try to color all the way over them. And then you'll click the little checkbox. And as you can see, even though I went out of the range of her, it still was smart enough to color in just her and not the other things that I also colored. So now that you've done that, you can choose any of these preset AI warp styles, or you can go to the custom, which is what I like to do, and we're going to put Sally from Nightmare. Sally from Nightmare. Did I spell that wrong? Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. And then click the checkbox, and then you only get 3 free AI warps per day, but then you can also buy some diamonds and use those to buy more. So, but we're just going to use the free one here. It's going to go ahead and upload the file. Okay, once the upload is successfully complete, it's going to take some time in the cloud for them to render out your AI warp. It says it's the estimated time is 1 minute. Usually they'll give you a notification, so if you could close this app if you wanted to and go do some other stuff, and it'll alert you once your AI warp is complete. Okay, now your AI warp has been rendered in the cloud. You can click on there, and then it will show you your AI warped image there. So a little bit. It only gives you 4 seconds, and then you can go through here. You can change the different music if you want, and then you can also make it go slower if you want. That way it gives you a little bit more of time on your AI warp shot, but it does make it a little bit jerkier. So those options are of course up to you, and you can go up here to export, and then if you click on the more, you can adjust your settings here, go to 4K. You can add color plus or remove grain if you want, and then you can click export, and it'll go ahead and export your AI warp with the music. And then when it's all finished, it'll go to your local album. You can go in here, and then you can preview your AI warped video, and then of course upload it to any social medias that you would like. Okay, another new feature on the Ace Pro 2 is reverse charging. So if you were low on your phone battery or another device and you wanted to charge it up because your Ace Pro 2 had plenty of battery and you didn't really need to use the Ace Pro 2, you can do this. You can plug your phone right into the Ace Pro 2, USB-C to USB-C, and then right here you can choose reverse charging. And now it's going to tell you about that, and then you can hit get started. And then now it's turning off the Ace Pro 2 and charging your phone here. So now if you're ever low on your phone battery and you have an Ace Pro 2 that's fully charged, you can totally charge up your phone with that. The Ace Pro 2, just like the Ace Pro 1 and a lot of the Insta360 cameras, has voice and gesture control. So you can start and stop recording and shut down the camera and even do some markers if you'd like. So first what you got to do is you got to enable the voice control here. We're going to swipe down, pull down your settings, click right there on voice control, and then we'll click that on. You have a few different languages, 3 different languages you can choose from. And these are the voice commands that you'll say for those actions to happen. Take a photo, start recording, stop recording, mark that, and shut down camera. So let's give that a try. Start recording. So you see there, you say that action and it will start. And if you wanted to say mark a spot in your video, you can say mark that. And then it's marked. Mark that. Again, it's marked. Now if you want to stop, you say stop recording. And there you go, you've stopped recording. And then, well, apparently that'll start recording if you say that again. Stop recording. Shut down camera. So as you see there, that action shut down the camera, but it won't shut, you can't turn on the camera because it can't listen to you when it's off. So now we will move on to the gesture control. So I'm going to turn it, you have to turn off the voice control first. And then gesture control is, there it is right there. And then right here it'll tell you, you know, palm will start or stop recording, and then a peace sign will take a photo. So we're going to turn that on, flip that up, and then when I hold up my palm, it'll start recording. And now even if you do the peace sign, it'll take a photo while you're recording video. I guess my lens may be dirty, but it doesn't look dirty there, so I don't know what that warning's for. There we go, and that will stop the recording. Peace sign. Oh, switches to photo mode and takes a picture. So if you're not recording video and you want to take a picture, you can hold up your palm. Oh, that records the video. Peace sign. Takes a picture. Stop recording. So that is voice control and gesture control on the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. This is going to show you the different fields of view here for the camera. Okay, with your camera connected, in the preview mode, you're going to go right up here to where it says you're going to go right up here to where it says linear, and you can see we have 5 different camera field of views here. Before there was just 3, so now we have linear, we have de-warp, then we have ultra wide. You can see I have this just pointing out my window. You can see the screen is there, so it's not like a bad quality image. It's just going through the screen. But when we're at linear, you don't see any edges of the windowsill, and de-warp also none. But in ultra wide, you'll see a little bit of the window there in that right hand corner. And we got mega view, which you see less of that window sill. And then in action view is your widest view right here, which is showing some of that window sill there. So you can see you get a lot more field of view in action view. So if you had like the camera attached to like a surfboard or something, you'd be able to get more in the image and still be pretty close. So that is the field of views for the Ace Pro 2. So the Ace Pro 2 has another great thing for professionals out there, and that is timecode sync. You are able to set a time code within the device, and you're also able to plug in and jam sync code from another device. So if you want to go to the time code, you'll pull down the menu here and go over to your gear settings, and then you'll scroll down until you get to time code, and it'll say please insert the time code generator if you have an external time code generator. Or you can start time code here. There's frame rates there. You can sync with your camera time. You can sync with the system time. You can also manually adjust your time code here and there. Then you click there, and then your time code starts. And then you can be all synced up with all the cameras on your set. Okay, so one of the things Insta360 has said is that they've fixed the minimum focusing distance from the Ace Pro 1 on the new Ace Pro 2. So the Ace Pro 1, you couldn't really vlog with it because you couldn't hold it too close to you without it getting blurry. But they had said that they have fixed that in the Ace Pro 2. So I have an Ace Pro 1 right here. And then I have the new Ace Pro 2. And we're going to see how far, my super scientific test here, we're going to see how far I have to move back from my little BenQ logo here on my monitor. And we'll see how far back I have to be. We'll start with the Ace Pro 1. I'm going to go ahead and record this. All right, so right there, the BenQ is pretty blurry, so I'm going to slowly move back. Still looks kind of blurry. Moving back, moving back, moving back, moving back. So probably right about here is where it looks clearer. I'm going to do the clarity zoom here. So yep, it looks clear right there. So, you know, that is probably about a foot-ish, maybe a little bit more. All right, now I'm going to try with the Ace Pro 2. Go ahead and hit record here. All right, so I am pretty close there. I'm maybe about an inch away, so it's pretty blurry right here. I'll do that. All right, so I'm zoomed in here. I have it about an inch away. So I'm going to slowly back out. Oh wow, looks like it's already kind of clearing up there. So I got the clarity zoom on. Let me go to right there. So right there, it's looking a lot better. So I would say that's probably about 6 inches or so. So 6 inches, about 6 inches or so for the Ace Pro 2, and it was like a foot with the Ace Pro 1. So they have fixed some of that minimum focusing distance, so you can totally use the Ace Pro 2 as a vlogging camera. There's some clips in here of me using it like that, so you can totally see that it's nice and clear with that. So a cool little feature for exporting your photos, if you go over here to your settings and you scroll down here to Leica watermark. You can turn that off and on. And when you have that on, you can go over here to a photo that you've taken. I'm going to scroll to a photo that I've taken. Okay, this is a photo here that I've taken. And then when you go over here to your export settings and you export it, and then you go over to your album, and then you can look inside of here and see that you have Insta360 Ace Pro 2 at the top, and then you have the Leica logo down there. It'll tell you the date and the time, what ISO you shot it at, what the shutter was, and what your aperture was. So that is a cool little addition if you want to add that to your photos. Another great feature is that you can attach GPS remotes to the Ace Pro 2. You can use some external different GPS controllers, like from Garmin or even the Apple Watch. But Insta360 has their own GPS watch right here. It's actually a module, and then it has some different wristbands here that you can put it right inside. But let me go ahead and show you how to connect the camera and this. So we're going to go down here and go to the Bluetooth remote. We've already connected it once before. And then we're going to tap on the little camera icon here and click connect. And now it will start the connection process. All right, so now your remote is connected, and as you can see here, we have a nice little preview of what the camera sees. And then if you hit record on the top there, there's a little button, and then that'll start recording. You can stop recording. You can save a frame out of that if you want. You can set a marker if you want. You can use the clarity zoom feature there if you want. I got some great close-ups of my little power strip there. And then another cool feature is if you swipe down and then swipe over, you have the GPS recording data right there. So if you hit plus, it'll start recording that, but we're not moving anywhere, so it's not going to have any of those. But that is another feature there that you can use for some activity stats later. And then if you want to pause recording, you can pause, and you can start recording again. And then, of course, you can stop recording. So that is how you use the GPS remote and connect it to the camera. Okay, now Insta360 has added some new color profiles to their app here. If you go right up here to the very top, these are color profiles for while you're recording. So you'll click there. Before it used to be just standard, vivid, and flat, but now we have standard. We also still have the vivid, but we also have a couple Leica natural, and then we got a Leica vivid color profile, and also we have portrait, film, vintage, urban, and night. You can go ahead and enable any of these color profiles if you'd like, but it will also be baked into the footage, so keep that in mind. All right, another feature of the Ace Pro 2 that you could do with the Ace Pro 1 and you can do it with the Insta360 X4 is attaching Bluetooth microphones and headsets. I have the DJI Mic 2 handy, so I'm going to show you how to connect that to your Ace Pro 2. So I have a DJI mic here. I have it turned on already. What you want to do here is you want to put that in Bluetooth mode. So what you have to do is hold down the record button, and then that puts it in Bluetooth mode, and then you have to put it in the connect. So you have to hold down the connect button, and that'll make your blue light flash there. And then you pull down the menu there on your camera, and you go to where it has the little earbuds. And then now it's going to search for a Bluetooth device. And you should be in Bluetooth mode here. Let's hold that down, make sure that we're in the Bluetooth connecting mode, and we'll retry. And there we go, DJI Mic 2. Click on there, and then now you should be able to connect. And that is just how easy it is to connect a Bluetooth microphone to your Ace Pro 2 for high quality audio. Pre-recording, the previous model had pre-recording, but now you can pre-record up to 120 seconds before you press the record button. So that is a nice little upgrade. The Insta360 Ace Pro 2 has iLog. It's a log profile where it's like a flat profile, and you can either add a LUT or you can do your own color grading. You can squeeze out a little bit more dynamic range when you shoot in log. So that is something that is great for professional videographers out there that want to match up with their main camera footage. All right, so once you've recorded some iLog footage, you'll navigate in the app to your album and find that iLog footage. And in here, you'll see that we have, you know, a flat profile here. And then you can go down here to edit, and you can go to LUT. If you want to add the LUT, you can hit on for the LUT. Or you can go off and color grade it yourself, but you can just easily add the LUT right on there and just be done. Or you can color grade it further if you'd like. So let me go. I'm going to turn it off here, and then I'm going to go to color and go to adjust. And then here you can adjust your exposure, your temperature, contrast, saturation, highlight, if you want to bring that up or down, shadow, tint, if you want to do a tint. I don't usually do a tint. Black point, definition gives you a bit more sharpness. And then you can be done there, or you can just add your LUT, click that on, and then you can go to adjust and adjust any of these settings here. More contrast, saturation, highlights, shadow, a little bit more vibrance. And there you go. You're all done. You can click the checkbox there, and you can go ahead and choose to export. I'm exporting at 4K these days, so we're going to export that and then export that right out. And that is how you can adjust your iLog footage in the app. Okay, now that you have your iLog footage downloaded to your computer, you can import it right here into the Insta360 Studio. And if you come over here to the little sidebar, you have a few different things. You can do color plus if you want, but it's pretty flat, so it's not going to really enhance anything. But you do have this adjust right here where you can adjust your exposure, your highlights, shadow, contrast. Bring a little contrast there. We're going to add a little bit of the black point. We're going to do a bunch of saturation here, a bunch of vibrance to bring up those colors. You can adjust the temperature there if you like, tint, definition, and then basically you're all set there. You can just go ahead and export that out if you like. Alternatively, you can use a program like Adobe Premiere Pro, which I have open right here. In the Lumetri color panel, there is a spot to import a LUT. They do have a LUT that I'm going to import here. I have it right on my desktop, and it's the temp cube here. I'm going to click on there, and it, you know, colored it up a little bit. And then from here, I can go ahead and adjust some of these other settings. I can bring that down. I can bring that up. Give a little bit more contrast. Creative, we can add some more vibrance, some sharpening, not too far on the sharpening, a little bit more saturation, and then now you have, there we go, we can click that off. So that's the flat, and that is the colored with the LUTs. Now of course you don't have to use their LUT. See here, you can just go back to none, and then you can make these adjustments how you see fit. Probably have to bring a bit more of the vibrance and saturation up now. And then we'll go back here, contrast, bring that down. A bit more contrast there. There you go, flat, and now color corrected. or color graded, as you would say. Or you can just go right up here and you can export it out when you're done. There are some accessories here. We still have the quick release mount from last time, and also the multi-mount where it's like a little selfie stick with a built-in tripod that will articulate. And then we have some new stuff. We have a new dive case, waterproof up to 197 feet or 60 meters, and it has a glass lens for clear image quality. There's also going to be an ND filter kit that is new. You can easily create a cinematic atmosphere and motion blur effects, and you can get long exposure shots and unique effects such as star trails. And it looks like they are going to twist on and off with the lens cover. Last but not least, there is a new utility frame. It's an all-metal frame for full protection. You can use it with the quick release mount or standard mount for easy horizontal and vertical shooting. And there is cold shoe mounts on both sides. And just like the Ace Pro 1, the Ace Pro 2 has the clarity zoom on there. Since it is an 8K 50 megapixel sensor, when you're in 4K, you can basically, they say zoom, but really you're probably just cropping in on the image. But if you either double tap on the screen or click the little arrows on the side there, you can zoom right in. Here are a few clips I shot where I start out wide, zoom in, and then go back wide. Okay, so the Ace Pro 2 now has activity stats that you can import from either a Garmin watch or some of the other brands. I think Apple Watch has some of it. And then also the Insta360 GPS watch has it as well. When you use the GPS watch from Insta360, it will embed the GPS data right into the file, so you can either use the app or the Insta360 Studio on the desktop. There is a second way of recording your stats, and that is with your phone. You can enable it in the settings, but with that one, it does not embed it into the file, so it will only work in the app. Oof, all right, man, that was a lot of testing to do with this camera. I mean, the Ace Pro 2, I mean, this camera can do so many things. All right, so that is my review on the Ace Pro 2. You know, my thoughts on this thing is it is a very capable action camera. I mean, actually, it's a very capable just camera, period. You know, it's not gonna like live up to like an R5C or anything, like a full frame camera, but for, I would say, a regular camera and an action camera, this thing is pretty awesome. I mean, you can do time lapses, hyperlapses. You can shoot 8K, you can shoot 4K 60, you could do the free frame mode where you can have vertical or horizontal. You can even use it as a dash cam. I mean, it is pretty amazing all the things this little camera can do. So why don't you let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. Would you buy this camera? I mean, I'm going to have some footage here for you to download, all the stuff that I shot. It's going to be in a link in the description below, so you can check that out and then make your own decision on whether you think that it would be wise to buy this camera. If you enjoyed watching this video and it gave you the info to make a more wise decision on which action camera to buy, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps us out. It tells the YouTube algorithm, hey, these guys are popular, so let's put their videos up top. And then go ahead and ring the notification bell, because that will keep you updated on every time we upload content. Thanks again for watching. Kid Ron Burgundy from Film Sandwich, signing off.